Welcome to episode 22 of Digitized Desperadoes, part 1. This is Godzilla against Mechagodzilla.
Also known as X Mechagodzilla.
X.
Yeah, but if you just type in X Mechagodzilla to
Oh no, don't
Wikipedia,
do that. Don't do that.
if you do it, no. I mean, if you type in Godzilla X Mechagodzilla in Wikipedia, nothing comes up. It doesn't exist.
That's weird.
I think it's because the Japanese character for X that they use in the title is different from our capital X.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, that's against because this is actually
Because they made two movies that were versus Mechagodzilla, and they were like, we can't have three, that'd be weird.
Never stopped anybody before.
Because this is separate from the other Mechagodzilla movies, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The first one was it was Mechagodzilla was from Aliens, right?
Yes.
And then I don't know what the other one was.
The second one, he was made by the government.
Okay, so then they made him from the government again.
Yes, but this is a different timeline because
this one is a
timeline shenanigans.
This one's a direct sequel to 1954 and is in the same universe. And it's in the same universe as at least Mothra and I think Gargantua.
Yep.
Because it uses footage from all those movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw Gyra in the version
Yeah.
Yes, no, War of the Gargantuas is canon to this film.
That's fantastic.
At least Gargantua won. They call him Bigfoot in it, but I think that's what they called him in the first one.
I thought it was Frankenstein.
Okay, so I probably should mention this. I watched this dubbed up to the first 20 minutes and could not stand how bad it was. So I went to the sub. So maybe they changed it.
You learned the truth.
This was like abhorrently badly dubbed.
Live action stuff, man.
Like sometimes it's really fun.
Not as easy as like at least with an anime or something.
You see, I thought maybe it would be funny. I thought maybe it'd be funny, but this movie isn't quite cheesy enough. I mean, it's cheesy, but it's not in the right way of cheesy to be funny with the dub.
This movie is cheesy in a sort of bad way, I think.
It's cheesy in the early 2000s stank way.
Yeah. 2002.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't have a lot positive to say about this movie.
I kind of just don't have a lot to say about this movie. I was very tired when I was watching it, though.
I was very disappointed with this movie. I love the premise. The premise is fascinating. It's about a female soldier who gets to pilot Kiryu, Mechagodzilla, in order to fight another Godzilla.
Yes, this is another Godzilla. Also, Mechagodzilla is created from the bones of Godzilla, because of course it is.
Which is amazing.
Which is the coolest.
On all accounts, this movie has a really, really good setup. And I think it just doesn't deliver.
Well, okay, they set up a lot of subplots.
Yes.
They set up the whole woman being ostracized. There's a fair amount of misogyny in this, but it's never resolved.
It's like part of the plot, and yeah, they don't.
In fact, it's made worse because of the scene. I believe is it after the credits?
There is an after credits, yeah.
Where she's like, "Yeah, I'll go on a date with you, even though you've done nothing to deserve this." And they set up this whole thing with the daughter being like a spirit guide who's like, "Don't fight Godzilla. He's only destroying Tokyo."
I think the worst part of it, I think if there's anything that I can absolutely say is just awful. I don't like the kid at all.
Yeah.
She felt unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, of all, okay, they did
like she's sort of necessary, and then it's like, oh, it's someone for Akane to relate to.
Yeah.
They kind of do the same thing with Gamera, where they had this young character who was like, "I understand everything," but there it was kind of goofy.
Yeah, this one is just like, why does this kid know everything?
Yeah, there's no like connection between.
There's literally a scene in this movie where she's like, "Oh, you should take me to work," and he's like, "I can't take you to work. It's not like that." And she's like, "Well, what about like baseball? How the kids can be in the dugout with the baseball player?" And he's like, "No, it's not like that. That's baseball." And
then the government dudes come in and make that exact offer.
It's like, all right, is this movie trying to be goofy or is it not?
And then you get to the action sequences, which, entirely to its credit, the action sequence start right away. Like they show Godzilla in the first 5 minutes.
Yes, they're not fucking around.
It made me feel very good. I was really excited when I saw Godzilla so early. I'm like, yeah, I get to see him.
Yes.
So happy.
That is one of the
the
problems with a
cool
lot
shot
of
him
kaiju films is
roaring
where like
and
they just
his
never show them
spines light
on.
up when he gets struck by lightning.
Yes,
Yeah,
the kaiju stuff is cool. Yeah,
But then you get to the parts of Kiryu, and oh,
yeah.
Kiryu looks terrible.
Oh, what?
He is
I like
not
his
aged
design.
well. No, not the design. His motion. They do
Yeah,
some really cruddy editing with him moving around and flying. Anytime he's in the air, it looks just so bad.
I thought it
It's
was kind of funny how bad it was, though. I thought it was like, I don't know, kind of
like what
like
do
they
you mean
knew.
exactly? Like when he's getting piloted in by the jets, carried in.
no, when he like jumps or like gets thrown back or something, and he's flying through the air.
Oh, and
It
he's
looks
just,
like he's really
perpendicular to the ground, and he's just like he's parallel to the ground. He's just
yes,
flying.
Yeah.
Into a balloon. Yeah, no, that is goofy.
and they do it a lot.
I
They
thought
do
that
it
was
way
goofy
too much.
fun, and
It
I think at
happens
a
in Godzilla too, where he gets smacked around, and then he'll just be like completely parallel to the ground,
Yeah.
flying through buildings and shit.
I don't know. There's something about Kiryu, just the visuals of it, that's just really off-putting to me. I think Godzilla looks amazing.
I think the hard
suit
part is
looks
you have
so
to
good.
do a suitmation on a robot, where it's like people's arms don't move like a robot, so it's really hard to get right.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think they
because
got
you
it
have to
wrong.
think it's a dude in a suit.
It's the
still.
same. It's my same problem with the way that RoboCop moves sometimes. Like I love RoboCop as a movie, but like sometimes he just doesn't look robotic enough. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look heavy enough, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Godzilla himself, I think it did look really good.
Yeah, I think that's my main problem because you have this amazing suit that looks really good. The actor they got in it is just he's doing it. But then you have Kiryu over there and just kind of wimpy. But then you get this. This has really been all over the place, but I don't know. There's a scene where Kiryu gains life
Oh yeah.
and
Okay,
rebels against Akane.
Kiryu is an
Which was-
Evangelion.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really is. They even when they bring him up out of the ground, it really looks like EVA units.
If only there was like a really influential anime series that came out like 7 years before this movie. I have a weird
Nope.
feeling about it, you know?
Can't think of anything.
Well, no, it's literally just an Eva, but instead of your dead mom's spirit, it's the spirit of Godzilla.
So my
Like-
mom. Godzilla is my mom.
Okay.
We got lore up in here.
What? Well, yeah, no, I like the scene where Kiryu goes berserk
Yes.
because it's
Oh no, Mechagodzilla is destroying the city. Oh shit, this is the exact opposite of what we wanted to happen.
and like there's like during the flashback you get like a weird scene where you see like old Godzilla dying, but it looks CG, but it turns out that's actually like a partial suit. Like that's a practical
That's
effect.
weird.
It looked CG, but no, that's like they made like like the top half of the old suit
Huh.
and used it for that.
I think maybe the reason it looks weird is because it's like higher resolution footage of the original thing or something like that. Because
No,
they
it's
also
new
used it. Yeah.
Footage,
Because they
so I
also
guess
the thing
it's
is they
newer
also
stuff.
did use footage of the original Godzilla movie
yeah
early on,
earlier.
but like they added stuff to it, which I found weird. I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, but it's just like weird the way they did it.
Oh no, there's actually another Godzilla movie from this like set of film like series that like where they take footage from the original but they edit in the new suit.
You see, I think that would be weird.
And
That would be
it's
really
very
weird.
Like it's in black and white, but it's clearly like the 2000s suit.
I can't imagine what that would look like.
Yeah, no, I like you going crazy.
Yeah.
He's got limited battery life. He gets carried in by planes. He's got biological components. He's an Ava.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
So, let's see what else happens. I don't really have that many notes for this one. I literally have like one iPhone screen full of notes here.
I think this is going to be the strangest criticism I've ever said of anything. I think it's too short.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
They
does
set
kind
up
of
so
end
many
on
different plot points that go nowhere. Like the beginning, you have like the relationship between the daughter and the scientist guy. You have Akane being hated by people, being blamed.
Yeah, you never really
But
show them like apologizing for that ever.
yeah, you
like
get first.
except for like in the final battle where like the guy who was being a jerk to her like almost sacrifices himself so that she can get a good hit on Godzilla.
Yeah, that's like the only part.
Yeah, but first you get that whole thing with people blaming her for what happened with the first fight with Godzilla. Then you get whole scenes with people being incredibly rude to her because she's a woman.
Mhm.
And then all that goes nowhere. And then the final fight is nothing really gets resolved. I think Godzilla just kind of walks
Yeah, no,
away.
I have a note that just says Godzilla just fucks off, and then the post credits.
And you don't really get to know enough of the characters because it jumps around so much to
Yeah,
the group of scientists talking, the daughter, Akane, society talking about Akane. There's way too much here, and it's not focused anywhere near enough. But I don't think any of it's like bad. That's why
yeah,
I think it's too short. I think you could just extend it and like maybe focus a little bit more on Akane, flesh out her personality, her interests, and so it makes it more impactful when you get to the scenes where people are being rude to her. And so
mhm.
you can actually put in some resolution there near the end.
Yeah. The only
Instead of
real
just-
resolution we get is that really bizarre after credits sequence where she just goes up to the little girl and she's like, "Thank you, you gave me strength," and then she fucking salutes Mechagodzilla,
Oh yeah.
which I do love. I love that. I will say that.
Yeah.
I love
then she-
the saluting the Mechagodzilla.
She accepts. I'm going to talk about this again. She accepts the flippin' date offer from the dad, the scientist,
Yeah,
which was dumb, and I think didn't fit anyone's character at all.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, if we win, you go on a date with me. But if we lose, you go on a date with me."
Which is
Genius
bad.
plan.
Don't encourage
Guaranteed
that.
to win.
yeah, no.
Yeah. Some of my notes are good. You got a ice magic.
Yeah, no, absolute zero cannon. It's the coolest.
That was kind of great, actually.
It never works.
It does not work at all.
You're right.
It almost kills the main character, and Godzilla is not really phased by it.
Well, I mean, they do. It does kind of work the last time they use it in the water, but Godzilla doesn't die.
Yeah.
Though it does get like a big chest scar. And
I for some reason when Godzilla showed up at the beginning, I wrote, and I quote, "It's your boy, funny lizard Godzilla."
what?
There he
I
is.
don't know why. I don't know why I wrote that because I watched this movie like a month ago.
Funny lizard Godzilla.
It's a great note.
Yeah.
So basically, the good characters in this movie are Godzilla and Akane, and that's it.
Mhm.
It's
There
really,
should have been.
if anything, this is Kiryu's movie.
It really is, and that's
Yeah.
disappointing because I
They-
think
There's like a
Kiryu's
whole
lame.
plot I think we didn't talk about where they're like, yeah, Mechagodzilla is its own thing. It's alive. It has its own
And
feelings.
and that only anything happens with that at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't go crazy again. He just goes berserk the one
They should have
time.
had a thing when she saluted it at the end, its eyes lit up or something stupid like that.
No, that would be sequel bait, and this never got a sequel.
No, this does have a direct sequel.
It got a sequel?
Yeah, Godzilla Tokyo SOS, but it's more about, hey, Kiryu's existence kind of is like a crime against nature. And so, like, Mothra shows up, and Mothra's like, hey, put Godzilla's bones back in the ocean.
Put it back.
And Akane's like a minor character, like, she's really barely in it. There's like a new pilot for Kiryu.
Sounds like they didn't know what to do with this movie.
That's kind
It
of
sounds
why
like
it ends on a
it's
sort of anticlimax, is because there's a direct sequel.
Oh. I did not know that, but also I don't think this movie really deserved a sequel.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one, or do you just know about it?
I think I've seen it, but it's been like a long time.
Uh,
I I think Max has it somewhere. Some one of us.
I've got a VHS collection. I don't know what's in there.
Or there's like a collect. There's one like disc collection where for some reason it has Tokyo SOS and not the other one.
wow.
I mean, yeah, my disc collection of Godzilla movies is also kind of weird. It has like a bunch of random ones in there. It's got like
I think
sequels to
yours
stuff.
has, like Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
but
which is the
not
sequel
Actually
to
versus Mechagodzilla.
yeah.
Marketing internationally is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. The music in this film was by Michiru Oshima, who did soundtracks for. Let me tell you. Respond if you've heard these before. Aiko, Tatami Galaxy,
What?
Night Short Walk On Girl.
What?
Oh, really?
She's doing Yuasa's upcoming film too, so you have
Seriously?
heard this person's music before.
The music in Night is Short is really, really good.
Yeah, and Ico.
Like I don't know about Ico, and I don't really
Ico's pretty
remember
good.
anything. I don't remember anything for Tatami Galaxy, but Night is Short specifically, like, oh my god, that soundtrack is good.
So yeah, no, there's some
I
history.
can't say I remember the soundtrack to this one, but I felt like I don't know. It's probably good.
I only wrote that it's pretty military. That's the only note I have in the music.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. It's pretty
But,
military
yeah.
focused story.
Yeah.
Very heavy drums and like brass instruments.
Mm-hmm.
The maser cannons are in this. Your favorites.
Oh yeah, they're always there. Do they ever stop using it?
I don't know, but like they're just fun to see. Like, because those were like
Especially
things
this
from, like,
late.
the '60s, and it's
Yeah.
like this is the early 2000s, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
we love them. We got to keep doing it.
They don't even update the design. It's still a freaking satellite dish, laser,
Yeah.
electricity thingy. So yeah, that's about all I have to say for this one. It's got to be. I think this might just be a short episode.
Yeah, I have literally nothing else to say. Mitch, do you have anything?
Just in general, I just really like Kiryu's design and the whole going berserk thing, and it all like it just like clicked to me recently that this is Evangelion. It's just like I never considered that.
See, that just makes it worse.
I do like the like final fight between Kiryu and Godzilla, where like Godzilla's about to blow up a hospital and then Kiryu's flying in and just shoulder tackles him out of the way.
The city destruction and everything is pretty good.
Like Kiryu like takes off his jetpack and he's way faster.
Yeah.
It's like Rock Lee taking off the weights in the car fight.
So yeah.
And then but yeah.
I guess we'll go on to ratings if we don't have anything else to say.
Yeah, okay.
I guess I'll go first. I think this was all right. I didn't hate it, but I absolutely, I don't know. It didn't feel like it impacted me that much or anything like that. I kind of was tired when I was watching this. I want to give this like a 6 or a 5, honestly. I didn't hate it. It's just I don't think it did much for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess 5.5.
All right. Connor?
The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, yeah, I remember almost nothing about this movie. In the moment, I thought the action scenes weren't that bad, but right now I'm like, what even happened in them? You know, there's just a complete. The setting is city. It's I guess that was an unintentional pun, but nothing's really memorable about this movie. None of the characters stood out to me besides Godzilla, but still, there are better Godzilla movies out there that feature him as the main character. So I was really unimpressed by this. I'd say a good 4 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah, watching this I was like, this isn't really quite the best. It's alright enough. It's like one where I'd be like fine to like watch it whenever if it was like hey, look, it's on, or hey,
Yeah,
I
this is the
got
kind of
this
movie you
one.
watch while doing something else.
Yeah,
Mm,
or with friends, like at a party when you're talking.
yeah. So for
I
me,
mean, it's not like the dialogue means anything.
yeah. So for me, I'd probably go and slap it with like a 7.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Someday I'll.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems to be getting harder and harder to find good stuff for you guys, especially when it's my.
I mean, you
kaiju
could
stuff.
always choose something abhorrently bad that is like hilarious, because I feel like there's got to be something with
Okay.
Godzilla.
If you picked Son of Godzilla, so
You've already
happy.
seen it though.
I know, don't pick it again. But if you had picked it before I had seen it, it would have been great. But I think the problem with Godzilla movies with us is that we've all seen Shin Godzilla, and that's
Exactly. I know.
just the best.
You guys are spoiled because you've seen literally my favorite one already.
It's
It's a damn good
Shin-
movie.
Shin is just straight up one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah,
it's
so it's
really
hard
good.
for me to try to find the stuff that comes close.
Yeah, you can't one up Shin Godzilla.
Yeah. Someday I'll.
That being said, I think a lot of the other Godzilla movies are different in every way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Shin Godzilla is a very
Right.
different way of doing Godzilla, but still, you also got the original 1954, which I still very much like. But there's
One of the things
got to
that-
be some gems in there.
Oh yeah. No. I'm just gonna have to look for something. I'll find something someday.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about long running series that I don't remember if I talked about it before. I think I have. Ones like these that allow different directors and different like people all across the creative board, from cinematographers to writers to musicians. Long series like this really let them shine. I
Yeah.
always go back to Lupin the Third because that's my best example for such a wild variety of things. Like, you guys have seen the full spectrum of Lupin the Third stuff. You've seen Mine Fujiko, the series, and you've seen Castle of Cagliostro, which they're literally as far as you can get.
But they're also
Like,
both great.
Exactly.
but they're clearly the same characters, and they're clearly like these two different visions from different directors. And I think there's something really beautiful about that. That totally happens with Godzilla. Because Shin
Oh yeah,
Godzilla
no,
is-
like my whole thing with Godzilla is you can pretty much make a Godzilla movie about anything. There's a movie about
Yeah.
Godzilla learning about becoming a father, and it's great.
Or Mother.
And Sheen is a huge political piece, and you'd think like, oh yeah, the original's a political piece, but they're about two completely different things.
Yeah.
Like, one of them's about activism, one of them's about politics.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's great. There's so much range of what you can make a Godzilla movie about that. I really just love how applicable the character can be to any sort of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with that, I think that'll be our episode.
Well, this
No,
first half of the episode,
yeah,
at least.
no showdown because we're doing a weird double. So you'll see our new picks in episode 23.
I mean,
Just-
technically the showdown for this would be, I believe, Seven Psychopaths.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
that's
But
next.
we
The
already
next
said
movie,
that
we already watched
in
that.
21.
Basically, we did a double episode because we had a winter break, and so we had time to watch stuff. But no way of
See you in
recording.
the next part where we do Michiko and Hachin.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.